Hashtag CEO said Passive said okay. Hashtag CEO said hi. Roots boy said frigid. Not.gig.acodami said did I say you could scream? Crisp cross said shade. Passive said TV world. \CEO said frigid. Hashtag CEO said frigid. Hashtag CEO said feed us. Roots boy said frigid I'm staying up cause your stream and I supposed to be asleep cause school starting. Crisp cross said delrune. Not.gig.acodami said I'm gonna kill free dude 77. \CEO said PLS do garlic after this please. Roots boy said but I thought it would be Roblox or GD this time. Not.gig.acodami said I'm Kayla BTW. Crisp cross said no save file. Panda_lover 234 said Huddleston. Hashtag CEO said if I can donate I can ruin the stream and forcing him to play Ito but I can't, sad face. Not.gig.acodami said when am I getting moderator drooling face smiling face with heart eyes. \CEO said I wish you could cause I don't like delrune broken heart. Crisp cross said why. Spooks GD said yo. \CEO said I just think it's kinda boring. Not.gig.acodami said free dude is evil loke. Not.gig.acodami said party popper. Not_gaster W1D said hear me out, Shops too. Crisp cross said bay. Not.gig.acodami said hear me out, give me mod. Not.gig.acodami said 100 points. Crisp cross said who is this bro? Not_gaster W1D said LOL. Hashtag CEO said now we're gonna get skinned alive by the delrune fans. Crisp cross said I have never see you wage frigidr. \CEO said frigid when are you making that game pass so I can be mod. Hashtag CEO said because I don't like delrune. \CEO said I don't like delrune either so we both gonna get flamed. Not_gaster W1D said the voice like, robot face robot face robot face. Friday Dude 77 said Robux still pending. /CEO said okay. Shengun said Lao delrune. Not.gig.echodamai said free dude I'm outside. #CEO said we're gonna get skinned alive see y'all victory hand. Not_Gaster W1D said dig. Crisp Cross said yes I'm crucifying you. Shengun said WD Gaster from delrune. What_guy said e. Not.gig.echodamai said .gay at akanami. /CEO said frigid I don't have money but please change the game on a bit broken heart. Crisp Cross said nah will you get a pay. What_guy said fridge. Crisp Cross said if you don't like the stream just keep SMH. Not_Gaster W1D said Shoff's 2 song is peak, trust me GNG victory hand. Not.gig.echodamai said how to get mod in Frigadi chat. Not.gig.echodamai said Yekiv. Not_Gaster W1D said getting it to. /CEO said I do like watching Frigid but I just don't like this game. Crisp Cross said be tough like me. Not.gig.echodamai said I am tough though. Crisp Cross said no. Not.gig.echodamai said so where's my mod? What_guy said bread face savoring food. Crisp Cross said LARP. Not.gig.echodamai said where's salami? #CEO said just wait until you have your bones visible then you will get mod. Crisp Cross said I have only seen you in this stream. Crisp Cross said not any other streams. Not_Gaster W1D said hear me out, DRJR. What_guy said same. Not.gig.echodamai said I'm gonna get salami to kill Crisp Cross. #CEO said same. Shengun said handcat. Not_Gaster W1D said friend. Crisp Cross said nuh-uh. What_guy said bread better. Not.gig.echodamai said YT chat sucks holy shit loudly crying face. Not_Gaster W1D said yes. /CEO said I'm bored so I am a draw if you need me just say /. #CEO said you suck. What_guy said woman in motorized wheelchair. Not_Gaster W1D said, dude. #CEO said what you drawing? Shengun said pile up poo pile up poo pile up poo pile up poo pile up poo. #CEO said more urine. Not_Gaster W1D said horse racing. Shengun said why did you say did, shocked. What_guy said woman in motorized wheelchair woman in motorized wheelchair woman in motorized wheelchair woman in motorized wheelchair woman in motorized wheelchair. Shengun said you're crazy bro. Crisp Cross said it's TV Tim. Not underscore Gaster W1D said keep card. Shengun said Tema. Hashtag CEO said it 10. Backslash CEO said no I'm drawing fucking backslash. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Mr. Goon Tennis. Shengun said. What underscore guy said woman in motorized wheelchair. Crisp Cross said why would you hashtag backslash. Not underscore Gaster W1D said holy Aralsi plushie. Dechi1 said I goon to fridge. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I wanteth. Crisp Cross said Acu tally is that what you mean? Crisp Cross said no. Shengun said what bro? Not underscore Gaster W1D said we goon to fridge. Dechi1 said hi waving hand. Crisp Cross said who's we? Not underscore Gaster W1D said we. Crisp Cross said next one to agree gets 24-hour timeout. Dechi1 said I love fridge. Dechi1 said I'm so fucked. Not underscore Gaster W1D said we love fridge. Dechi1 said fearful face. Backslash CEO said whoa do what to me? Dechi1 said good vibes. Crisp Cross said ERM. What underscore guy said fork and knife face savoring food spoon face savoring food kitchen knife face savoring food amphora face savoring food fork and knife with plate face savoring food. Backslash CEO said Crisp tell me what you mean by hashtag me. Shengun said Frigid 777 you my favorite short YouTube. Crisp Cross said Crisp Cross said love. Dechi1 said fridge give me mod. Crisp Cross said it's love. Dechi1 said low. Crisp Cross said I felt like saying hashtag. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Discord. Crisp Cross said but underneath it's love. Hashtag CEO said Crisp WTH dud. Crisp Cross said yeah. Dechi1 said hashtag. Crisp Cross said ejects dud Jays. Backslash CEO said I don't trust you. Dechi1 said fridge when are you gonna stream on Twitch? Crisp Cross said don't care. Dechi1 said YouTube streams suck. What underscore guy said okay leave. Shengun said nuh-uh. Not underscore Gaster W1D said agree. Backslash CEO said YT streams are goat. Dechi1 said TDS saying my name right folded hands. Shengun said leave if you hate, smiley face. Dechi1 said Twitch is better. Dechi1 said no fridge is my goat. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ditchy. Crisp Cross said ditchin. Dechi1 said salami is a larper. Not underscore Gaster W1D said dirge. Dechi1 said SMHHH. CEO said fridge is goat so I'm staying even though I don't like delrune. Crisp Cross said Dimaji, elite ball knowledge required. Not underscore Gaster W1D said TDS is slow as hell. Dechi1 said I have elite ball knowledge. CEO said ik the ref I have ball. Dechi1 said TDS hurry up. Crisp Cross said Slwat. Not underscore Gaster W1D said WDYM by that. Crisp Cross said Slwat. Shengun said slow TDS bro. Crisp Cross said Slwo. Not underscore Gaster W1D said SI. Dechi1 said Crisp messing up the typo. Dechi1 said son. CEO said Crisp Cross said yes. Crisp Cross said hey. Not underscore Gaster W1D said haha Crisp. What underscore guy said TDS won't hurry up. Hashtag CEO said /alert. Shengun said /////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////// Crisp Cross said keep or backslashes to yourself. Dechi1 said please fridge. Crisp Cross said stop. Shengun said okay sorry. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I require to acquire an ESQ. Hashtag CEO said backslash. Dechi1 said donates $20 billion. Dechi1 said now can I get mod? Not underscore Gaster W1D said what if we mess with the TDS? Crisp Cross said timeout. Dechi1 said turtle. Not underscore Gaster W1D said brew. Dechi1 said turtle emoji bro. Hashtag CEO said at Dechi1 taking the elevator dude strat, at. Backslash CEO said backslash. Shengun said oh brother. Dechi1 said backslash. Dechi1 said can fridge here TDS. Not underscore Gaster W1D said. Shengun said I'm cooked bro. Backslash CEO said I don't know why you asking me. Not underscore Gaster W1D said. Dechi1 said frigid. Crisp Cross said backslash more like. What underscore guy said Dechi yes he can hear TDS I think. Crisp Cross said backslash. Hashtag CEO said what? Backslash CEO said yes I'm so backslash. Backslash CEO said shit I messed up. Zachbut2 said holy frick a GD player playing chapter 3 of delrune? No way son. Friday Dude 77 said everyone likes to slime me out because I like to play games that aren't GD occasionally. Dechi 1 said 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 Dechi 1 said. Crisp Cross said Gur. Hashtag CEO said frigid. Not underscore Gaster W1D said bro I say. What underscore guy said not every GD player plays GD all the time. Hashtag CEO said do you hate Yusuf? Crisp Cross said yees. Backslash CEO said good thing I'm good and don't slime out the frigid. Friday Dude 77 said yes. What underscore guy said I don't know. Hashtag CEO said thanks. Backslash CEO said we all hate yes. What underscore guy said okay. Not underscore Gaster W1D said victory hand frowning face droplet victory hand snowflake raised hand snowflake victory hand frowning face neutral face raised hand skull and crossbones raised hand skull and crossbones index pointing up thumbs down raised hand skull and crossbones index pointing up droplet raised hand index pointing up raised hand skull and crossbones victory hand frowning face raised hand thumbs down raised hand bomb. Hashtag CEO said Yusuf doesn't deserve to exist in our live. What underscore guy said Friday dude pleading face wilted flower. Backslash CEO said FR. Crisp Cross said Lope forgot who Yusuf was. What underscore guy said same. Backslash CEO said he hates backslash. Not underscore Gaster W1D said virgin loudly crying face victory hand. Backslash CEO said basically. Zach Butt 2 said go. Backslash CEO said and is unfunny. Crisp Cross said I guess bro. Not underscore Gaster W1D said why the TDS say virgin I'm crying. Hashtag CEO said he hates us CEOs and wants to time out all of us. Hashtag CEO said he also wants mod. Crisp Cross said LOL. Friday Dude 77 said we hate Yusuf and Octavia. Crisp Cross said good thing I'm the only mod. Backslash CEO said I'm going to be mod soon. Friday Dude 77 said Raul say is a mod. German EMP Pro said Crisp how to be mod. Crisp Cross said what? Friday Dude 77 said but aren't here. Crisp Cross said wins win. Hashtag CEO said at Germany MP Pro no. Friday Dude 77 said since last Chinese Among Us stream. Backslash CEO said yes. Crisp Cross said cool. Not underscore Gaster W1D said wait Friday Dude. How are you typing if you playing delrune? What underscore guy said why is everyone saying how to get mod? Hashtag CEO said different devices. Backslash CEO said only the unemployed know everything that goes down in Frogget streams. Not underscore Gaster W1D said cause why no. What underscore guy said or different monitors. What underscore guy said TDS is so delayed bruh. Not underscore Gaster W1D said TDS is slow. Friday Dude 77 said multitask. Not underscore Gaster W1D said it takes his time. Friday Dude 77 said I'm just that good at the game. Not underscore Gaster W1D said. Mudaither Babiker said bruh I thought you played GD. /CEO said I love multitasking cause I'm multitasking RN. What underscore guy said not every GD player plays GD all the time bro. /CEO said he plays other fucking games. Not underscore Gaster W1D said calendar dude how are you typing bro you playing delrune. Friday Dude 77 said I'm not even chatting that much anyways. Not underscore Gaster W1D said and. Dechi1 said E. Dechi1 said yay I can talk again. What underscore guy said E. Not underscore Gaster W1D said F. Dechi1 said is crisscross even in the Discord squid. /CEO said Gardic phone when mango. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Discord. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Hahaman got up ha 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 face with tears of joy. /CEO said record. What underscore guy said GD when bread. Dechi1 said Sunday dude. Friday Dude 77 said hang on practice round. Not underscore Gaster W1D said American dud. Friday Dude 77 said that was my warm-up trust. Roots Boy said frigid when's the GD stream. #CEO said should I go I mean crawl, I can't walk, to the nearest fast food place and get fries. /CEO said yes. Dechi1 said SONNNN. What underscore guy said okay. Not underscore Gaster W1D said tear of joy heavy large circle left arrow. Dechi1 said I'm gonna day Friday. Not underscore Gaster W1D said and I'm gonna PLA. Friday Dude 77 said can I get some fries too. /CEO said if Frigid has 1 viewer it's me, if Frigid have 1 million viewers I'm a viewer, if Frigid has 0 viewers I'm dead or can't. What underscore guy said and some hamburger s. Not underscore Gaster W1D said face with tears of joy. /CEO said insert my drawing of frigid and fries. Not underscore Gaster W1D said PLL in crime. Dechi1 said Frigay should give me mod since I'm mod in Discord son. #CEO said dude I can't walk. /CEO said why. What underscore guy said Dechi stop begging for mod bread wilted flour. Not underscore gaster W1D said ha 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 tir sofyoy ha 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 ha. Crisp Cross said back. Friday Dude 77 said coin flip which side? Dechi1 said slash ban fridge. Not underscore gaster W1D said dishechi. Friday Dude 77 said coin flip for mod Kayla. Hashtag CEO said I had a cast for like 2 months and walking attacks me. What underscore guy said heads. Not underscore gaster W1D said son loudly crying face victory hand. Dechi1 said heads I'm mod. Friday Dude 77 said okay. Crisp Cross said no. Crisp Cross said Lou. /CEO said should I flip a coin I have one. Crisp Cross said lie. Crisp Cross said fake. Friday Dude 77 said tails. Dechi1 said GG y'all. /CEO said I got tails too. Dechi1 said slash ban everybody. Crisp Cross said I got sideways. Not underscore gaster W1D said ha 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 gaster goes ha 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 haja jet and yes flip the coin. /CEO said is that slashy. Hashtag CEO said free admin AHH. What underscore guy said son 618 bread wilted flour. Crisp Cross said at what underscore guy robot face robot face robot face. Not underscore gaster W1D said Lightner loudly crying face. Friday Dude 77 said lighter. Dechi1 said is Crisp Cross even in the Discord with grinning face with big eyes. Friday Dude 77 said underscore alright. Friday Dude 77 said yes. Crisp Cross said I am. What underscore guy said yo 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 I ya 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 I yo oi oi yo 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 ya I ya 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 ya. /CEO said Digi stole slashy. Hashtag CEO said underscore useless. Dechi1 said I did what now? Not underscore gaster W1D said no. Dechi1 said also call me Kayla. Hashtag CEO said Kayla why did you steal front slash? Crisp Cross said okay Kyla. /CEO said you stole slashy. Not underscore gaster W1D said, degree. What underscore guy said okay Kalia. Not underscore gaster W1D said what? Dechi1 said I didn't do nothing what you talk about. /CEO said you said slash. Not underscore gaster W1D said didn't Sonyan. /CEO said slashy. Crisp Cross said Sonyan robot face. Dechi1 said I did not say that. Not underscore gaster W1D said Sonyan robot face. /CEO said yeah you did. Friday Dude 77 said underscore hello. What underscore guy said Sonata Prius bread wilted flour. Hashtag CEO said can someone say toast. Backslash CEO said where's my slashy. Dechi1 said when son. Dechi1 said toast. What underscore guy said no. What underscore guy said loaf. Crisp Cross said Sonyan robot face robot face robot face robot face robot face robot face. Hashtag CEO said at Dechi1 Holy Ito reference 11:1. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Sonyan robot face robot face robot face robot face robot face robot face. Crisp Cross said SHHHH. Friday Dude 77 said underscore Friday Dude 77. Not underscore Gaster W1D said HHHHS. Dechi1 said what? What underscore guy said Sonda Civic bread wilted flour. Dechi1 said this chat so crackable. Crisp Cross said okay bro. Not underscore Gaster W1D said what? Backslash CEO said who has slashy cuz release him. Hashtag CEO said don't hit on us. Crisp Cross said if you say another word you're timed out for 24 hours. Not underscore Gaster W1D said crispy ban that got. Hashtag CEO said Kayla brother. Backslash CEO said time out him please. Crisp Cross said that's what I thought. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ban him. Dechi1 said I'm a woman y'all. Crisp Cross said no at least he won't talk for now. Crisp Cross said okay. Dechi1 said unless you are talking about me. Backslash CEO said W. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I wonder why say Friday dude and not FR dude. What underscore guy said woman in motorized wheelchair woman in motorized wheelchair woman in motorized wheelchair. Crisp Cross said sigh. Not underscore Gaster W1D said excuse me sir face with tears of joy loudly crying face. Crisp Cross said LARP. Hashtag CEO said Dechi too far. Not underscore Gaster W1D said. Crisp Cross said WD Larpster from delrune. Not underscore Gaster W1D said WDYM. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ha 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 look the stream make 67 ha 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 ha. Nominus 2.0 said frigid is nice. Backslash CEO said Dechi could be the one that says weird stuff in confessions. What underscore guy said frigid Friday dude. Not underscore Gaster W1D said say Friday not frigid. Not underscore Gaster W1D said hurricane. Hashtag CEO said I don't care if it's TVTI. Crisp Cross said auto translation sucks bro WDYM turned to smokes. CEO said yeah I don't care either. Crisp Cross said pensive face. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I always giggle when the TTS say tears of joy. Crisp Cross said moss eyes. Nominus 2.0 said fry dude is cool. Not underscore Gaster W1D said eyes some. Nominus 2.0 said frigid. Not underscore Gaster W1D said fry dude. Crisp Cross said I'm the one with the moss. Hashtag CEO said I forgot bro was moss enjoyer. Crisp Cross said yes. CEO said I'm the one with the backslash. Crisp Cross said they oughts me. Crisp Cross said. CEO said wait AFK I need to get out of car pause stream frigid. Nominus 2.0 said I actually giggle when TTS says frigid instead of fry dude. Not underscore Gaster W1D said yay it frigid and not Friday dude or virgin dude. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I hear virgin. Crisp Cross said I giggle when people spam emojis, I'm timing them out for 5 to 30 minutes. Not underscore Gaster W1D said loudly crying face. Not underscore Gaster W1D said holy. Nominus 2.0 said hello frigid, TBS say frigid. CEO said what about /ES? Not underscore Gaster W1D said fry dude. Hashtag CEO said I will beat a toe tower. Crisp Cross said I don't care. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ashes. Crisp Cross said Gaster can I have or eggs? Not underscore Gaster W1D said no and what? Nominus 2.0 said when will there be a question mark CEO? Nominus 2.0 said or eggs. Crisp Cross said hello. Hashtag CEO said soon. Circumference by diameter said hot. Not underscore Gaster W1D said question mark like 15 CPS question mark holy GD reference. Crisp Cross said question mark doesn't appear in TDS. Crisp Cross said. Not underscore Gaster W1D said not it doesn't. Crisp Cross said not it doesn't loudly crying face loudly crying face loudly crying face. Circumference by diameter said TS as in TS2. Holy GD reference. Nominus 2.0 said question mark. Crisp Cross said see. Not underscore Gaster W1D said no Friday dude ha 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 ha. Circumference by diameter said what in the delrune? Not underscore Gaster W1D said this robotic voice so AHH loudly crying face victory hand. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ha 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 ha. Crisp Cross said did you do your chores? No minus 2.0 said Friday dude. For me it's Wednesday dude. Backslash CEO said or should I say backslash. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Wendy's dude. Backslash CEO said yes Ersky. Hashtag CEO said someone said about a question mark CEO. Circumference by diameter said backslash. Crisp Cross said when I get home it better be clean. Hashtag CEO said will you answer that question? Not underscore Gaster W1D said question mark like. No minus 2.0 said I was the one that asked about CEO. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Jake Peter. Circumference by diameter said BOI why did you lie to me? Circumference by diameter said BOI why did you lie to me? Not underscore Gaster W1D said you think the TDS will say that? No minus 2.0 said Jake Peter. No minus 2.0 said Jake Peter. Backslash CEO said no I was going to make a, and but now I might not. Not underscore Gaster W1D said also awesome. Crisp Cross said sometimes I think. Crisp Cross said but then I forget. Not underscore Gaster W1D said also me. Backslash CEO said Sready I was AFK. Not underscore Gaster W1D said also asshole. No minus 2.0 said no minis 2.0 said it's no minis. Backslash CEO said so we might not get a. No minus 2.0 said what? Crisp Cross said na minus. Not underscore Gaster W1D said minutish ha 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 ha. No minus 2.0 said minitish. Circumference by diameter said Big Friday has the most random thumbnails ever. Rose red heart adhesive bandage red heart adhesive bandage. Not underscore Gaster W1D said minidivs. Crisp Cross said it's big F. Backslash CEO said I just finished my newest post. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Big Friday. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Big Fry. Hashtag CEO said post it. No minus 2.0 said no minus, will TDS say that? Backslash CEO said I already did. Crisp Cross said frigid. Crisp Cross said wrong way. Hashtag CEO said I'm completing NEAF. Not underscore Gaster W1D said minus like minus world holy GD reference. No minus 2.0 said Friday dud. Crisp Cross said I read that as I'm cosplaying Neve. Hashtag CEO said NEAF is a Ito reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said dressed good. Hashtag CEO said it's a tower in ETOH. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I don't know what is Ito. No minus 2.0 said wait you. Crisp Cross said so we're cosplaying as the tower? /CEO said French fries. Hashtag CEO said what? Circumference by diameter said tower like in Towerverse? HILYGD friends. Not underscore Gaster W1D said French fries dude. Hashtag CEO said you want me to become Roby. Not underscore Gaster W1D said HILY. /CEO said fries. Circumference by diameter said I don't know why autocorrect didn't help me there. Not underscore Gaster W1D said and the TDS says HILY I am crying face with tears of joy. Crisp Cross said yo do you want some fries, dude? Crisp Cross said ha 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 I'm so funny. Crisp Cross said PLS laugh. Circumference by diameter said 77. No minus 2.0 said no as in number put it into actual numbers, you get 1 or maybe 2. Out 2 into Roman numerals and holy thinking space 2. /CEO said French fries French fries. Friday dude 77 said sure. Not underscore Gaster W1D said some French fries question mark white question mark. Circumference by diameter said brothers decrypting shit broken heart broken heart. Not underscore Gaster W1D said well by eat French fries question mark white question mark asterisk. Crisp Cross said I got you some fries, dude. Crisp Cross said ha 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 ha. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ha 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 ha. No minus 2.0 said brethren decrypting stuff XD. Crisp Cross said thanks for laugh. Crisp Cross said Frigid make Gaster mod now. Not underscore Gaster W1D said dude robot face. Not underscore Gaster W1D said not in good like this. Hashtag CEO said K. /CEO said peanuts butter. ZaGMD said yo. Geometrigamarai said A. Daunting Duck said hi. Not underscore Gaster W1D said that's a lot of responsibility. Crisp Cross said yo hit the notes bro. Geometrigamarai said B. No minus 2.0 said Japanese. Geometrigamarai said C. JS Golly y'all said LLLLLLL text green game over. Not underscore Gaster W1D said yo Elfrida dude just click. Crisp Cross said be holy GD reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said D. Geometrigamarai said D. Not underscore Gaster W1D said not I said it first. Crisp Cross said D holy GD reference. Nominus 2.0 said D equals GD reference. \CEO said WDYM frigid. Geometrigamarai said E, don't break the alphabet chain. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ha 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 D equals a ha ha haja 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 ja haja jaja 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 ha 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 ha. Hashtag CEO said A. Crisp Cross said Z. Daunting Duck said G smiling face with horns. Not underscore Gaster W1D said D holy IIITDS. Crisp Cross said A. Crisp Cross said G. Crisp Cross said R. Crisp Cross said K. Crisp Cross said B. Nominus 2.0 said T. Nominus 2.0 said H. Nominus 2.0 said I. Not underscore Gaster W1D said F. Nominus 2.0 said N. Nominus 2.0 said K. Nominus 2.0 said I. Nominus 2.0 said N. Nominus 2.0 said G. Not underscore Gaster W1D said not. Hashtag CEO said E. Circumference by diameter said what? Crisp Cross said N. Crisp Cross said I. Nominus 2.0 said S. Nominus 2.0 said P. Crisp Cross said G. Daunting Duck said ABC for BF Ingaku run. Nominus 2.0 said A. Nominus 2.0 said C. Not underscore Gaster W1D said de heli TDS. Crisp Cross said H. Nominus 2.0 said E. Crisp Cross said T. Geometrigamarai said P. Nominus 2.0 said I. Nominus 2.0 said I. Geometrigamarai said Q. Geometrigamarai said R. Not underscore Gaster W1D said TDS was having a stroke face with tears of joy loudly crying face loudly crying face loudly crying face loudly crying face loudly crying face. Geometrigamarai said S. Geometrigamarai said T. Hashtag CEO said oh no. \CEO said hashtag CEO did you see what I said earlier? Nominus 2.0 said na minus. Hashtag CEO said what? Geometrigamarai said yo. Circumference by diameter said was as in Wajirata. Holy GD reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said minus like. Geometrigamarai said GD holy GD reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said robot face robot face robot face. Not underscore Gaster W1D said y'all I think this is pre-recorded face with tears of joy 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 face with tears of joy. Nominus 2.0 said the circumference by diameter said when does the TDS finish? Geometrigamarai said is holy GD reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said WDYM bro. Not underscore Gaster W1D said WDYM by finish. Hashtag CEO said TTETOH reference. Crisp Cross said next INE to do a GD reference gets 998 hour timeout. Daunting Duck said holy GD reference robot face robot face robot face alien alien alien. Crisp Cross said I. Nominus 2.0 said holy Nominus reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said face. Backslash CEO said we all love slashing. Crisp Cross said who's WR. Crisp Cross said we. Hashtag CEO said flower like in not even a flower? Holy ETOH reference guys. Not underscore Gaster W1D said the hell is love. Daunting Duck said Holly Daunting Duck reference, Ak BTW, eyes okay hand face with tears of joy. Backslash CEO said all of us. Geometrigamarai said boyiness is pre-recorded 55 face with tears of joy face with tears of joy party popper robot face robot face. Circumference by diameter said cuz saying repeated phrases is considered bot is bullshit. Crisp Cross said I don't like slashy. Backslash CEO said dot. Nominus 2.0 said highly Daunting Duck reference holy Nominus reference. Daunting Duck said wait who agrees GD is ek. Not underscore Gaster W1D said us like among US, holy among US reference ha 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 ha. Crisp Cross said there's a frigid amongst us. Hashtag CEO said tower like tower? ETOH ref. Crisp Cross said or among us. Not underscore Gaster W1D said so what is ETOH? Daunting Duck said Holly Daunting Duck reference, holy no minus reference holy Daunting the C ek reference. Geometrigamarai said boy who likes Minecraft here robot face robot face. Circumference by diameter said JTOH or ETOH. Not underscore Gaster W1D said holly like jolly, holy Christmas reference. Backslash CEO said frigid do you love slashy. Circumference by diameter said is ETOH just JTOH. Crisp Cross said stock referencing. Circumference by diameter said someone tell me. Hashtag CEO said yes. Nominus 2.0 said Holly Daunting Duck reference, holy no minus reference holy Daunting du C ek reference holy non minis reference. Crisp Cross said why can't I spell? Geometrigamarai said if someone says a word, they are a parrot. Hashtag CEO said it's just Jato. Circumference by diameter said thumbs up. Backslash CEO said at frigid 77 wake up. Not underscore Gaster W1D said peak song. Not underscore Gaster W1D said did you'd face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. Crisp Cross said my eyes are burning. Backslash CEO said not peak broken heart. Daunting Duck said must beep asterisk say beep asterisk holy beep asterisk GD beep reference beep asterisk robot face Israel Argentina Israel. Crisp Cross said, holy reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Isley. Circumference by diameter said eyes as in eyes in the water. Holy GD reference. Crisp Cross said shut up. Daunting Duck said okay sorry. Crisp Cross said stop. Not underscore Gaster W1D said you forgot a asterisk. Daunting Duck said face blowing a kiss. Geometrigamarai said whoever says GD reference, they are a bot, differently not me, loudly crying face robot face robot face robot face taco. Not underscore Gaster W1D said get the hell out. Hashtag CEO said TT as in Thanos Tower. Holy ETOH reference you got there, now that's a big shot. Circumference by diameter said look at atomic number 64 on the periodic table. Daunting Duck said okay I don't care it's not like I care okay guys just like shut okay pouting face. Nominus 2.0 said GD. Circumference by diameter said Not underscore Gaster W1D said Thanos Tower? What is that? Crisp Cross said next one to reference gets to feel my Moss Laser 3000 the demolisher of worlds. Circumference by diameter said then get out. Daunting Duck said play Wii Sports. Hashtag CEO said okay. Not underscore Gaster W1D said okay Crispy Band Duck. Backslash CEO said get on garlic, please. Daunting Duck said what I do disappointed face. Geometrigamarai said guys. Crisp Cross said no refences. Daunting Duck said I am villain of this chat. Circumference by diameter said figure it out. Crisp Cross said enough. Circumference by diameter said what? Not underscore Gaster W1D said refences. Nominus 2.0 said must. Say. Nominus. Reference. Geometrigamarai said there's a tsunami in my town and it's a tidal wave. Crisp Cross said I said refences. Not underscore Gaster W1D said refences. Circumference by diameter said must. Resist. Not underscore Gaster W1D said yes you say it. Friday Dude 77 said EEI3I2828288 Kyo Geometrigamarai said and my dad having so much grief that he can't let go of his job. Hashtag CEO said neat as in not even a tower? Holy ETOH reference you got there. Not underscore Gaster W1D said refences. Crisp Cross said hi Friday. Crisp Cross said I give up. /CEO said is that a / reference? Circumference by diameter said to KY. Daunting Duck said me eating Krispy Kreme realises asterisk OMG is that a crisp cross ref Israel face with tears of joy face with tears of joy. Not underscore Gaster W1D said at Friday Dude 77 don't spam. Hashtag CEO said now that's a ETOH reference. Circumference by diameter said bro he's the owner I think he'll do. Crisp Cross said no. Not underscore Gaster W1D said have joy victory hand. Crisp Cross said he'll time him out too. Not underscore Gaster W1D said okay that's cool. Daunting Duck said at Daunting Do see thumbs up. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Arjetin. No minus 2.0 said Red Heart NZD $2.208 frigid. Daunting Duck said no please. /CEO said timeout who. Crisp Cross said frigid. Daunting Duck said I bet. Hashtag CEO said what? Not underscore Gaster W1D said yes. Circumference by diameter said adoption center wilted flower wilted flower. Geometrigamarai said while I was a BB Circles champion, even I still have to feed to my doggy and I need to have relief and get madness from someone's stereo. Daunting Duck said no don't time me out grinning face with sweat grinning face with sweat grinning face with sweat. Bump underscore BS said is this weird rude. No minus 2.0 said I have RETR'd can't let go. Not underscore Gaster W1D said at Doubting Duck that's a lot of emojis. Crisp Cross said TV pose EE. Circumference by diameter said is he timed out. Not underscore Gaster W1D said weird. /CEO said /. Daunting Duck said at Friday Dude 77 when is Haspin Hotel watch party? Crisp Cross said hell no. Hashtag CEO said toe, as in Tower of Heck? That's a ETOH reference. /CEO said nah. Not underscore Gaster W1D said at bum underscore BS ha 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 ha. Geometrigamarai said wait. Bump underscore BS said Delta Rubik's Dash. Geometrigamarai said this is 0.0000000000000001 showers ago. Circumference by diameter said I ate toast with cows. Geometrigamarai said this was asterisk. Hashtag CEO said Crisp hates me now. Geometrigamarai said yo. Not underscore Gaster W1D said delrune so boring bro. Crisp Cross said I hate everyone. Crisp Cross said or not the inky one. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I hate myself. Daunting Duck said guys be honest out of everyone here in the villain right grinning face with sweat grinning face with sweat. /CEO said I don't hate you at least. Crisp Cross said only. Circumference by diameter said at hashtag CEO I ate toast with cows. Bump underscore BS said Crisp Cross applesauce. Nominus 2.0 said yo hashtag CEO say Nominus reference boy face with tears of joy. /CEO said it is boring but I wanna support Frigid. Crisp Cross said I can't spell. Not underscore Gaster W1D said yes. Daunting Duck said Crisp Cross Illy BTW face blowing a kiss 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 grinning face with sweat 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 grinning face with sweat. Hashtag CEO said at circumference by diameter that's a double ETOH reference. Crisp Cross said hell. Not underscore Gaster W1D said chat is better. Crisp Cross said THX. Daunting Duck said YW smiling face. Bump underscore BS said I think Crisp is a meaner. Crisp Cross said yes. Geometrigamarai said no one will see this comment again but I ate my car and drank lava. Not underscore Gaster W1D said at Crispy Cone can you stick the duck in the tree, ban him, PLS. Daunting Duck said wait is that Sparkles Alistor Sparkles. Crisp Cross said I don't think they mean it that way though. Not underscore Gaster W1D said yes ban him. Bump underscore BS said yeah no. Not underscore Gaster W1D said get him out. Daunting Duck said no olies. /CEO said at least it's better than that one person said to me, lost media ball REQ. Daunting Duck said plus. Not underscore Gaster W1D said kill that boy speaking head. Bump underscore BS said that is not a laster. Circumference by diameter said holy GD reference. Bump underscore BS said GD reference. Circumference by diameter said holy GD reference. Geometrigamarai said at circumference by diameter robot face 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 robot face. No-2.0 said the TDS has a delay of 2 showers between actual message publish and TDS reading. Crisp Cross said, do you guys know when someone gave the ID to a corn level and Frigid unknowingly played it in GD? Circumference by diameter said, don't at me. Crisp Cross said, I mean remember. Geometrigamarai said, how is this 6 years ago? Circumference by diameter said, there's plenty correct. No-2.0 said, no-reference. Bump_BS said, chat. Daunting Duck said, no it is, look it's a TV man and like Sparkles. Alistair, don't blame yourself. Sparkles face with tears of joy. Israel. Bump_BS said, what? Not _Gaster W1D said, Tenaga Bottom. /CEO said, ///////////// Circumference by diameter said, there's plenty more to tag. No-2.0 said, I had 2 showers in between. Bump_BS said, tears of goon. Crisp Cross said, what? Not _Gaster W1D said, yet I would accept the admin now. Not _Gaster W1D said, I am responsible. /CEO said, /////////// Daunting Duck said, alright NBM. Crisp Cross said, stop. #CEO said, con. Change the D to a V Citadel of Boy. That's a ETOH reference. Crisp Cross said, hashtag has lost grip in reality. No-2.0 said, frigid. Crisp Cross said, and humanity. Not _Gaster W1D said, I'm done with the references. Crisp Cross said, and his insanity. #CEO said, I'm too far in Ito bro. No-2.0 said, I'm not DM. Not _Gaster W1D said, and what the F is ETOH. No-2.0 said, with the no- reference. Crisp Cross said, get out of the rabbit hole. Daunting Duck said, Ito more like Sparkles toe Sparkles AO nod at SUS rolling on the floor laughing okay hand. #CEO said, Ito is hobby game. Circumference by diameter said, Eternal Towers of Hell. Not _Gaster W1D said, #CEO said, sorry Circumference. Circumference by diameter said, what? Not _Gaster W1D said, I'm bad at obvies and spelling. Circumference by diameter said, why how? Not _Gaster W1D said, sometimes. Crisp Cross said, now spell answer. Daunting Duck said, okay GN guys face blowing a kiss. No-2.0 said, answer. Not _Gaster W1D said, swear. /CEO said, guys I'm going to make a huge plush, basically a body pillow. Crisp Cross said, no he didn't get the reference AE. Circumference by diameter said D. Not underscore gaster W1D said look that's a lot of balls. Crisp Cross said you're supposed to say FREEDOOM. /CEO said freedom. Nominus 2.0 said nominus reference. Crisp Cross said ooh it's too late. Not underscore gaster W1D said holy GD reference. Circumference by diameter said I get it just forgot the line. Crisp Cross said cause I said it ALR. /CEO said I got the rep. Not underscore gaster W1D said like freedom 0A. #CEO said change it to AV and add co in front of it. Not underscore gaster W1D said yo ha 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 ha. #CEO said Ito reference. /CEO said a hit cause I know it's a song. Nominus 2.0 said GTG for now. #CEO said I can make everything to an Ito reference. Crisp Cross said I'm gonna do horrible things. Not underscore gaster W1D said okay I'm gonna try edit. /CEO said make /Ito rev. Not underscore gaster W1D said now that sounded SUS. Circumference by diameter said make pneumon ultramicroscopic silicovolcaniconiosis and Ito reference. Crisp Cross said Edis sounds like adult BR. Not underscore gaster W1D said no that's a Baldi's Basics reference. #CEO said / is a symbol and there's a S in front of it. Steeple has a S in front of it. #CEO said steeples are in ETOH. Not underscore gaster W1D said pneumon ultramicroscopic silicovolcaniconiosis is from Baldi. /CEO said / Crisp Cross said enough. /CEO said what? #CEO said that's a ETOH reference. /CEO said no, Hashi. Not underscore gaster W1D said blowing a kiss face speaking head. Crisp Cross said #CEO said I explained it. /CEO said he loudly crying face. Not underscore gaster W1D said I wonder what the TDS will sound. Not underscore gaster W1D said with the AAAA thing. Not underscore gaster W1D said TDS so slow so I'm gonna stop talking. Circumference by diameter said I watched the news about a tidal wave coming to Kuki on my phone at 92% and I'm now in total grief. #CEO said A. #CEO said O. /CEO said I love frigid, platonically. #CEO said NVM. #CEO said I can't say ETOH anymore. Crisp Cross said yes. Crisp Cross said you can't. Hashtag CEO said. Hashtag CEO said, sad face. Crisp Cross said please. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I'm still here. Hashtag CEO said duh, that's why I'm here. Not underscore Gaster W1D said you got the dud. Hashtag CEO said Ito the reason. Circumference by diameter said. Circumference by diameter said I watched the news about a tidal wave coming to Kyuki on my phone at 92% and I'm now in total grief. Not underscore Gaster W1D said STFU. Not underscore Gaster W1D said the hell what's that? Hashtag CEO said Ito. Crisp Cross said you can make references if you can make frigid play Ito. Not underscore Gaster W1D said that was the water. Backslash CEO said why did my message get removed loudly crying face. Not underscore Gaster W1D said cause why not. Hashtag CEO said worst day ever and frigid can't even play Ito because I ran out. Crisp Cross said should have saved. Hashtag CEO said loudly crying face. Not underscore Gaster W1D said day ever like best day ever holy SpongeBob reference. Crisp Cross said peace day AAIE Backslash CEO said worst day ever cause I don't like delrune Enya. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Eva. Circumference by diameter said can someone give Teal super chat so he can switch to ETOH. Friday Dude 77 said Ito is boring. Hashtag CEO said please bro. Not underscore Gaster W1D said just exit the stream. Duh, prick to have a stroke.
Challenger.
Backslash CEO said make Jim switch to Gardic. Circumference by diameter said what about GD? Crisp Cross said PPPPPP proceed. Crisp Cross said Bahaha Hatch Step White. Backslash CEO said AFK. Hashtag CEO said I'm going to have a seizure because I need Ito references. Not underscore Gaster W1D said BANFRIDUDE. Backslash CEO said I need backslash references and slashing. Backslash CEO said okay AFK now. Crisp Cross said we could tell you need slashing. Crisp Cross said anyways. Circumference by diameter said backslash red heart slash. Hashtag CEO said Ito is my copium LMAO. Crisp Cross said did you do your chores? Not underscore Gaster W1D said haha copium. Not underscore Gaster W1D said sounds like a periodic table sheet. Circumference by diameter said yes Ersky. Circumference by diameter said periodic. Crisp Cross said period loudly crying face. Not underscore Gaster W1D said period. Hashtag CEO said crisp cross has 3 S in them, and S means steeple. Steeples are in ETOH, so is crisp cross a ETOH reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I think that hurts more now that I think. Circumference by diameter said twin broken heart red heart adhesive bandage red heart adhesive bandage. Crisp cross said sigh. Not underscore Gaster W1D said twin. Holy MEG endless reality reference. Circumference by diameter said where's number 1 bro. Crisp cross said nuked. Not underscore Gaster W1D said pippies. Not underscore Gaster W1D said that's a pippies. Backslash CEO said I'm back. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I think. Circumference by diameter said daily pippies. Backslash CEO said who the fuck said backslash red heart slash. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ha 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 not me. Circumference by diameter said me. Circumference by diameter said. Backslash CEO said W at circumference ebi diameter. Adons 94 said I am starving RN. Not underscore Gaster W1D said this pre-recorded stream so AHH bro wilted flower folded hands. Not underscore Gaster W1D said and Friday dude so AHH playing also broken heart. Backslash CEO said I'm full. Backslash CEO said I'm avenging hashtag CEO. Circumference by diameter said eyes in the water. Not underscore Gaster W1D said worst day ever virgin. Backslash CEO said cause he got timed out. Hashtag CEO said a. Hashtag CEO said oh wait I am back LOL. Not underscore Gaster W1D said B. Circumference by diameter said yo what did hashtag CEO do? Backslash CEO said hashtag. Hashtag CEO said what did I do? Not underscore Gaster W1D said do. Circumference by diameter said oh that's gubby. Hashtag CEO said Ito is my way to survive. Not underscore Gaster W1D said yo a gubby in delrune. Not underscore Gaster W1D said air, food, water, a house, and other basics things is my way to survive. Not underscore Gaster W1D said things asterisk. Hashtag CEO said crisp isn't here def. Not underscore Gaster W1D said ha 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 ha. Hashtag CEO said or maybe he's hiding to time out me again. Backslash CEO said what the fuck my message wasn't even bad. Not underscore Gaster W1D said you say a bass word. Not underscore Gaster W1D said bad asterisk. Hashtag CEO said crisp hates E2H confirmed. Backslash CEO said isn't that allowed? Circumference by diameter said by. Not underscore gaster W1D said wait bass like bubble bass holy SpongeBob reference. Hashtag CEO said let's see if brothers actually pissed of us. Backslash CEO said at frigid77 isn't swearing allowed dash. Hashtag CEO said OMG. Not underscore gaster W1D said TTS is getting close. Hashtag CEO said Crisp is admin abuse confirmed. Not underscore gaster W1D said I don't know. Backslash CEO said wait someone tell me is swearing allowed dash. Backslash CEO said I'm confused. Not underscore gaster W1D said no is not. Hashtag CEO said it is. Hashtag CEO said allowed. Not underscore gaster W1D said oh. Not underscore gaster W1D said so is not. Backslash CEO said damn cuz I swear I saw people say fuck. Hashtag CEO said WTF did we do? Backslash CEO said oh okay we're chilling. Not underscore gaster W1D said you swear. Hashtag CEO said mods hate us now. Backslash CEO said so anyways. Backslash CEO said so anyways. Not underscore gaster W1D said mods are AFK I think broken heart wilted flower french fries. Backslash CEO said hashtag CEO is it true that you like carrot? Hashtag CEO said natch. Hashtag CEO said not. Backslash CEO said okay. Hashtag CEO said did you know hashtag can shapeshift 1. Backslash CEO said backslash. Not underscore gaster W1D said Naj like Maj holy AI sponge ready drad reference, ultimate knowledge needed. Not underscore gaster W1D said, asterisk. Backslash CEO said wait hashtag can? Holy among us ref 2. Hashtag CEO said yish. Backslash CEO said coolio. Not underscore gaster W1D said H like Eto H holy ETOH reference. Hashtag CEO said yish. Backslash CEO said Eto. Holy ETOH ref. Backslash CEO said are you proud hashtag CEO. Hashtag CEO said the Ito Trio guys red heart adhesive bandage. Not underscore gaster W1D said to hell that silence. Backslash CEO said frigid can I spam backslash please. Not underscore gaster W1D said I'm not French fries dude but I would say no. Not underscore gaster W1D said dead chat. Backslash CEO said French fries dude 77 did say I could before. CEO said when I asked. Not underscore Gaster W1D said D. Not underscore Gaster W1D said D. CEO said I may do it timeout if you want. CEO said we are making everything a Ito reference. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I don't know. CEO said if you need help I'll tell ya. CEO said /CEO said worth it. Not underscore Gaster W1D said bro just at hashtag CEO at /CEO and me are watching. Not underscore Gaster W1D said crazy. /CEO said yeah. /CEO said I stay until he ends. Not underscore Gaster W1D said I would also do the same. Hashtag CEO said crisp crosses nightmare be like. /CEO said FR. Not underscore Gaster W1D said but I have 2% and is 2:22 AM here so /CEO said is too powerful though for a crisp. Not underscore Gaster W1D said bro TDS STFU. Not underscore Gaster W1D said Jim speaking head. /CEO said speaking head fire. Not underscore Gaster W1D said finally bro. Not underscore Gaster W1D said now my ears are bleeding. Not underscore Gaster W1D said but I think the TDS will say breeding. /CEO said I may do it again. I may get timed out but so worth it. Not underscore Gaster W1D said wait TDS broken. Not underscore Gaster W1D said TDS broken bro. /CEO said // Backslash CEO said oh. Backslash CEO said TDS died. Not underscore Gaster W1D said back you can't broke a thing that a. Backslash CEO said oh it's back. Not underscore Gaster W1D said wait. Not underscore Gaster W1D said you are gonna kill it again. Not underscore Gaster W1D said at crispy cone ban him god. Backslash CEO said rip my chat privileges. Not underscore Gaster W1D said wait my phone is gonna die bye. Not underscore Gaster W1D said buys asterisk. Backslash CEO said also don't ban me cause I'm so backslash. Hashtag CEO said I'm gonna hit another crash out. Backslash CEO said oh bye. Hashtag CEO said this tower's final part is worse than COV's final part bro. Backslash CEO said we need guarded phone. Backslash CEO said please French fries French fries French fries French fries. Hashtag CEO said you can't time out us bro. Hashtag CEO said crisp. Backslash CEO said you don't. Backslash CEO said crispy left. Hashtag CEO said I'm hearing death corridor in ETOH. Backslash CEO said W. Backslash CEO said I am a go DM frigid. Backslash CEO said okay back. Backslash CEO said should I join you hashtag. Hashtag CEO said yeah. Modder 1000 said the legend of delrune. Backslash CEO said ALR bet maybe someone called Friday Dude 77 should join too. A underscore birch underscore log said delete iRune. Hashtag CEO said too. Change the second O to AH to. ETOH reference BOYY. Modder 1000 said whoever smelled the room, delrune. A underscore birch underscore log said I'm winging my ding until I gaster. Hashtag CEO said bro died. Modder 1000 said friend is 1 HP like Sans. Hashtag CEO said TDS caught up noise. Backslash CEO said okay I am a join again. A_birch_logs said never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Modder 1000 said hello everybody, my name is Welcome. Hashtag CEO said brothers still dying. CEO said BRB. CEO said I give up on ETOG. CEO said Ito asterisk. CEO said I'm the only viewer. CEO said to this day it's a mystery where Slash went. Hashtag CEO said help. CEO said. CEO said frigid play Gardic I'm begging. CEO said just not NSFW. CEO said why did my message get deleted yoaoioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioioyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyoyo Astralis Thadef said Frigid is here, the end is not near, we can end this eternal fear. CEO said Eternal Holy Ito Rev. Astralis Thadev said Frigid is playing delrune. Shall he steal the moon? We will know, when he goons. CEO said pause. CEO said what? Astralis Thadev said I'm totally not picking random rhyming words. CEO said ik you are. CEO said did he finally beat it? Astralis Thadev said Frigid owns 25 cords. If the stream ends, then someone might have cut the electrical cords. CEO said I cut the electrical cords. Shalampo said sorry boys. CEO said what? Astralis Kadev said he said sorry boys, he might have done something that requires his voice, check your email, there's an invoice. Astralis Kadev said Frigid also owns 520 Rolls-Royce. CEO said you should totally make a/rhyme. Astralis Kadev said _, soon they might have a clash, and all that might be left is an eyelash. CEO said goat. CEO said you have been promoted from corporation's trademark. CEO said I'm back. Creer said slash. CEO said hi. Astralis Thadev said yes, a promotion, more of them might cause perpetual motion, let's hope it doesn't cause a commotion. CEO said who TF mentioned slashy. CEO said Nike logo. CEO said /////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////////// Backslash CEO said slash 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 Pahayate I said Roy Inet. /CEO said oh no. Friday Dude 77 said it's okay guys. I beat off the night. Pahayate I said TDS beatboxing. Friday Dude 77 said I mean I beat the night. /CEO said slaw. Astralis Thadev said 6 backslashes, those are enough to make potatoes that are mashed by mashers that mashes. Astralis Thadev said brothers beating it. /CEO said frigid is the game almost over. Pahayate I said so you're technically in chapter 3 or 4. Astralis Thadev said wait no that ain't what I meant. Pahayate I said he has chapter 5 left. /CEO said play Gardic. Astralis Thadev said he beat the Royal Knight, as the time falls, it's night, play chapter 4, he might, one step closer, to the glowing light. /CEO said yo. /CEO said bet. /CEO said okay I'm joining. Pahayate I said should I make a series similar to Friday's Chinese series I will call it Japanese but I will do this after I mod my Switch. Astralis Thadev said frigid is playing Gardic phone, however this game requires you not being alone, good thing he's streaming, he's not gonna need a loan. /CEO said ball rye. Astralis Thadev said I can slow down walking speed in Among Us, I'm a mobile player. Pahayate I said Berlin, banana, frigid valley. Bench_1 said hi. Hashtag CEO said average /CO prompt. Hashtag CEO said LOL. Astralis Thedef said Frigid Valley, often shown in a dark alley, good thing we never go there, many things, lie there. I said Germany banana French fries man touting ballet shoes.
Worse than 3 dude 77?
Larry and Frigid 77.
Space hacking SLH. Bro jump. What a hacker.
Haha 8 I said Chinese Tomodachi Life 2 after Gardic.
/x/e.
/CEO said I Jen didn't know what he meant okay. Hashtag CEO said I knew UT. Hashtag CEO said I knew it LOL. Gabriel Vigasuza said delrune. Gabriel Vigasuza said is that a gubby? Haha 8 I said Dinny party. Haha 8 I said Dinny party. \CEO said Gubby. Hashtag CEO said is that supposed to be doggy bro? Hashtag CEO said what? Hashtag CEO said what did I get? Haha 8 I said it's an Dinny party. Real_Sprite said hello. Hashtag CEO said why did I get doggy gunning to what? Hashtag CEO said defeated circles his peak trust.
Berlin, Banana, Frigid Valley.
Frigid is in Germany for vacation. Frigid supporting Germany.
TCD Diddy Party.
Doggy gooning to Bunny Cube.
Doggy and Doogie.
Insane frigid thumbnail.
Peter Griffin is going bananas.
Peta, the horse is here.
Holy Eto reference. 1 exclamation mark 1 exclamation mark 1. Eto reference.
I'm looking at burnt ice cream wrapper.
Frigid eating a chicken sandwich with a dog. Frigid doing something.
Who is frigid?
/CEO said W garlic. Haha 8 I said Chinese Tomodachi life 2 next. Haha 8 I said Creo, crazy is tough. #CEO said I know this from slap battles I think. Haha 8 I said only in Frigid Valley. Astralis Fedev said frigid toilet. #CEO said WTF is that? #CEO said WTF is that? Astralis Fedev said bro that's front slash. Astralis Fedev said slash is front slash, backslash is backslash. #CEO said if I saw that I would melt. Haha 8 I said fridge, zam. /CEO said Peak K. Astralis Thadev said Frigid, 77. Haha 8 I said does stream end in 10 minutes or is it just a donation window running out of time? Astralis Thadev said donation. Haha 8 I said streams have been really calm lately. Astralis Thadev said yeah no more GD. Haha 8 I said no more yes squinting face with tongue. Astralis Thadev said we all want GD twin face with tears of joy victory hand victory hand victory hand victory hand victory hand victory hand victory hand. Hashtag CEO said I want Ito. Haha 8 I said we all wanted face with tears of joy smiling face blowing a kiss kissing face starstruck smiling face starstruck smiling face with halo starstruck sleepy face hot face sleepy face hot face sleepy face sleeping face face with medical mask sneezing face nerd face sneezing face. Astralis Thadev said face with medical mask fire face with medical mask face with medical mask face with medical mask. Hashtag CEO said Crisp hates EduH now. Haha 8 I said yo Frigid please. Hashtag CEO said I'm sad now. Haha 8 I said this thing is called Rada Frigid. Hashtag CEO said I may try to make everything a Ito reference. Astralis Thadev said my hardest tower is the one next to talk, critical damage, I think it's top, boost mayhem, I no longer hate basement sections, I hate dark basement sections, like in talk. Haha 8 I said Rataback face with medical mask 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 face with medical mask. Astralis Thadev said US in 2020, face with medical mask face with medical mask face with medical mask face with medical mask. Hashtag CEO said add Ito in front of your word then I'll make it a Ito reference. Hashtag CEO said it's starting. Hashtag CEO said it starts. Astralis Thadev said Ito how many eyes we have, I. Backslash CEO said Riz. Astralis Thadev said where we all kinda live at, globe showing Europe Africa globe showing Europe Africa. Haha 8 I said my country the picosecond that they hear about an infection which does nothing to the human body, face with medical mask 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 face with medical mask.
Dollar bills face emoji.
Hashtag CEO said how many eyes we have, there's 4 E's, and ETOH starts with E so it's a ETOH reference.
Frigid thumbnail. Frigid thumbnails.
Attack.
Astralis Thadev said what our body Loki fights, microbe 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 microbe. Hashtag CEO said Astralis your Ito reference is done. Backslash CEO said L shower broken heart broken heart broken heart. Haha 8 I said Berlin, banana, Frigid Valley 2, electric boogaloo. Haha 8 I said Berlin, Banana, Frigid Valley 2, Electric Boogaloo. Astralis Tadev said what time it is, 4 o'clock. Hashtag CEO said is bro playing. Hashtag CEO said Ito. Hashtag CEO said no. Haha 8 I said time to bring back a fossil, woman in motorized wheelchair, 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 woman in motorized wheelchair. Astralis Tadev said adult medium dark skin tone motorized wheelchair, 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 adult medium dark skin tone motorized wheelchair. Astralis Tadev said it's actually medium dark skin tone woman in motorized wheelchair. Hashtag CEO said Astralis Tadev said wait NVM it's adult. Hashtag CEO said anyone want their sentence become a Ito reference. Roots Boy said frigid when's the GD stream. Haha 8 I said woman in motorized wheelchair medium skin tone, 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 woman in motorized wheelchair medium skin tone. Roots Boy said frigid BTW I can't join BCM supposed to sleep RN. Astralis Tadev said literally all houses, brick brick door brick brick. Hashtag CEO said so extra. Astralis Thadev said lines going up on a graph indicating an increase on profit or money. Chart increasing, chart increasing, chart increasing, chart increasing, chart increasing, chart increasing. Hashtag CEO said Spectre. Hashtag CEO said at Astralis Thadev, come on, say something funny. Astralis Thadev said two exclamation marks paired up together indicating a brilliant idea or a shocked expression, double exclamation mark, double exclamation mark, double exclamation mark. /CEO said I am back. Astralis Thadev set geometry dash black square button, red triangle pointed up, red triangle pointed up, red triangle pointed up. /CEO said peanuts butter. Astralis Thadev said frozen ice shown facing towards the left of us, with a few drops of water, showing the ice beginning to melt due to global warming, which was caused by the refrigerator used to create this ice cube. /CEO said what? Astralis Thadev said a blind man walking with his stick, wearing blue shoes, grey pants, reddish-orange shirt, medium skin tone, brown hair, with red at the bottom of the stick and the dot being grey. Adult probing cane. Adult probing cane. Adult probing cane. Pinkcorp CEO said /CEO hire me Scarroad 303 said W classical VIP. Pinkcorp CEO said oops mean // CEO said I thought you already was hired. Astralis Thadev said that / use // CEO said // Pinkcorp CEO said oh. Pinkcorp CEO said yay. #CEO said join #corp we make phone and shape-shifting device. Pink Corp CEO said happy music starts playing asterisk. /CEO said I have diarrhea from a milkshake. Pink Corp CEO said I'm joining both of y'all money mouth face / $. /CEO said W. /CEO said / Pink Corp CEO said do I have peak drawing, my profile is my drawing. Astralis Tadev said man climbing a cliff with a blue helmet, showing hope and determination, however, it looks like he's far from the end, showing hope and determination in a place, where no one has it. Masterpiece person climbing. /CEO said yes. Pink Corp CEO said I learned to decorate a spike but my ears exploded. Pink Corp CEO said NTHX. /CEO said NPP. /CEO said shitting.